So we are on the rooftop, and I don't even have the mic connected because my son's not here. What are we talking about? The where?
That cracker writing on.
Sorry, what?
Is that the cracker writing on?
Where? Oh, it's probably a crack.
I said the crack. I think the roof is much heavier than the wall.
No, it's probably just a crack on the surface, not the wall itself. Amazing what this guy sees and thinks of. Yeah? Anything you want to say? I'm going to switch my mic so it won't hear you anymore. No? Alright. Switching over to my favorite spot. Yeah, this is my favorite spot, and we're having some coffee. So, what happened over there? Welcome back to the channel, and I'm having coffee. Something fell into my coffee. What's up? You wanna say hi? No. Yeah, so my son's here. We're on the rooftop. It's another Monday afternoon, and we are talking about batteries, specifically replacement batteries for the Sony NP-FZ100. Now, one thing as a photographer or videographer, you want to have spare batteries because, you know, it's always good to have backup, and you can't shoot if you don't have power. So it's always good to have a spare battery or two. And I've been wanting to get myself a couple of batteries for the A7iii, but one thing that's put me off is the price. Now, NP-FZ, or what they call it, a Z battery, a Z battery, for the Sony a7iii costs roughly 4,800 something. I'll flash the price across the screen there. So getting a couple of batteries is a lot. It's a big investment. So that's the reason why I haven't gotten any spare batteries. But there are third-party batteries. I know there have been third-party batteries. The only problem is they don't work so well, in the sense that Sony has a thing with third-party batteries. When you plug in a third-party battery to the a7iii and power it on, you'll get a pop-up message saying that the safety of the battery, of operating with this battery, isn't guaranteed, and you can press OK to continue. And you can do that, and you know the camera will power on just fine, but you lose your battery meter, your gauge. You don't see the percentage of your battery. Generally, that's okay as long as it's running, but you don't really know how much juice you've got left in the battery. So it kind of defeats the purpose of having a spare battery, because you know you have a spare battery, but you don't know when you're going to run out of power. And that's been the case with a lot of third-party batteries, except with the version I found for a RAV Power NP-FZ100 replacement. Coffee. So there's this company called RAV Power, and they make NP-FZ100 replacement batteries. They are slightly they contain less power. The Sony is, I believe, 2280 mAh. The RAV Power is only 2000 mAh. So there is a slight difference in capacity, power capacity, or how much you can store. So it'll take less photos, less videos. It'll run out of power soon. But for the price that you pay, you get two batteries, a charger, and a USB mini cable with it. The charger, and I'll switch here to the other scene here, but the charger, it does have a USB-C port, so you can charge it from a USB-C cable, which is great. But the most attractive thing out of this is the price. The 2-pack that I've got here, 2 pieces, 2 batteries and the charger and the cable, cost me something like $2,800 or something like that. I'll flash the price across the screen here. But for the price of not even 1 Sony battery, you get 2 Sony batteries. And it's just phenomenal. I mean, I've used them on a shoot and you don't really notice the difference in power. I mean, probably if you shoot video, yeah, probably if you're a stickler for like how many shots you can take on a full charge, you'll probably notice it, but I didn't. And now I have 2 RAV power batteries and my Sony a7iii battery. And I went through something like 1,000 shots, 1,000 photos before I had to switch out the batteries. I had a flash setup, 2 lights with the trigger, but I went through 1,000 shots and I didn't have to change until the very end. And the only reason I changed in the end is because the battery was low. Not 0, mind you, the battery was low, not 0. And that's a thing I've heard with these batteries. So one thing I've heard about the batteries, so one of the cons about this is that when you reach a low power level and you take a shot or you're recording a video and the camera switches off, it doesn't save the last thing you shot, photo or video, if it died while you were taking that shot. So one thing I do is I switch out the batteries when they're at like down to 10 or 5%. So I went to about 1,000 photos and I wasn't even pushing the battery. I switched it out at around 10% if I remember correctly for a fresh set. But aside from that drawback, that's a pretty good deal for half the price of a Sony battery. But yeah, tell me your thoughts. Do you use third-party batteries? Do you not use? Do you prefer to use the manufacturer OEM batteries? Share your thoughts and let's discuss. Cheers.